Did you know that Ryan Coogler Sinners has broken the record for the most Oscar nominations in history? This is the Black Watch. All right, y'all, so let's get right into it. Obviously, the biggest films are Sinners and One Battle After Another. Let's talk about some predictions. What are we thinking? How are we feeling?
All Sinners, everything.
All Sinners.
16 nominations.
I've got it out for One Battle After Another too. That movie is winning things that it has no right to win. And I'm sick and tired of seeing the New York Times and all these big publications talk about how Battle After Another is like the movie of the season. I don't think that we saw the same movie because that was trash.
Let's break down some of the categories here. So Best Supporting Actress is a huge one. We have One Battle After Another. We have Teyana Taylor. We have Wunmi from Sinners. Who is taking it there, Tanya?
Oh, Wunmi all day. Listen, we rooting for everybody black. Sorry, Jake.
Of course.
We root for everybody black. But Teyana, as much as we love her, as much as we want to see what she has on at the Oscars, when it comes to talent and who really moved us with their performance, like Wunmi, hands down. Like, I'm sorry, this woman is a whole British woman, and she killed the New Orleans accent. And I just think she brought something to that film that without her, it wouldn't be the same movie.
And she was actually in the movie too.
What are you saying, Jake?
Teyana Taylor is in that movie for 3 seconds and then she's gone and never even makes an impact on the movie again.
And then she snitched. No spoilers. No spoilers. How you revolutionary and you telling on everybody? Everybody.
One thing I will say about Perfidia Beverly Hills is some people were upset, Tanya, that she was a black woman and they said she was over-sexualized in this film. They're like, how come we only get nominated when we have roles like this? What are your thoughts on that?
I think they're right. But I don't think we only get nominated when we have roles like this, because if that's the case, Wunmi wouldn't be nominated, right? Like, I do think, right. I mean, she did have a little steamy sex scene with Michael B. Jordan, but I think we're damned if we're do, we're damned if we don't when it comes to black women. If we want to play the sexy, beautiful woman that everyone is lusting after, we're wrong, right? If we want to play the ugly neighbor that got snot dripping out her nose and is cussing and stuff like that, then we're wrong. I don't think we can win, but I do think what Teyana Taylor brought to that role was what she was capable of. She brought herself, she brought her energy, she brought her sexiness, which is what was required of the character. And I mean, was it Oscar worthy? To me, no, but I think she did what she understood the assignment and she did the job.
Can we talk about Best Supporting Actor? Because we're talking about Sean Penn, Delroy Lindo here. I mean, for me, I want to see Delroy take it home because the work that he did in Sinners, we were talking about that, the improvisation that he did. There's a whole scene, he's talking about a lynching, and that was just off the top of their head, and that was brilliant. He really brought it home to me in that film.
His magnificence as an actor. You almost forget that Sinners was a horror movie, and that story he told that was off the top about his friend being lynched, it was one of the scariest moments in the film. And at the same time, later on in the film, he's bringing the jokes, the funniness, and just the character development. It was just incredible, and he deserves it. You know, it's West Indian Archie. He has been in this game forever. Give him his props right now while he's still here to enjoy them.
Right now.
And I think that, you know, I hear a lot of people talking about Sean Penn and his performance, and a lot of people are saying that his performance was funny. I didn't particularly find it that funny. I thought it was kind of cartoonish. I thought a lot of things in that movie were very cartoonish, and I don't think that they were meant to be. Not to just continue to bash on PTA's movie over here, but like, I'm rooting for Sinners this year. I'd like to see a clean sweep of 16 wins, but if it's One Battle After Another that we have to get past to get that, I don't think that it really was up to snuff.
We have to talk about Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler puts butts in seats. He's $1 billion maker, best director. I would be absolutely shocked if he didn't take that one home.
1000%. I think he's a director's director. I think Ryan is still a fan of the art form that is cinema and filmmaking. I think it shows in all of his interviews and the way he approaches storytelling. And I don't think it takes away from the other directors. I just think he deserves his flowers in this moment. Like, he's that dude. He, like you said, put butts in seats in theaters in ways that a lot of these films have not been able to do, because a lot of people just wait until they're available to stream. And Ryan was like, no, there's a whole different experience here for you guys in theaters. And we went to the theaters in droves to see that movie. Why deserves best director.
What's crazy to me is like people still take the greatness for granted, right? It's like this man did Black Panther, This man did Creed. This man did Fruitvale Station, and he turns 40 in May. So like, just think about that. And like, and he wrote them. He's also up for best original screenplay.
Yes.
This man is just amazing. And like, I don't want to wait till he's 50, 60, 70. It's right about now. Give it to him now. He deserves it.
Just looking at the directing category, it is a stacked list this year between Paul Thomas Anderson, Ryan Coogler, Josh Safdie, Joaquin Trier, and Chloe Zhao. I think Paul Thomas Anderson is the only one that's like really it's weird to call him the like old guard at this point, but Chloe Zhao, Josh Safdie, Ryan Coogler, they're like the newer kind of generation of auteurs that are coming out right now. Joaquin Trier is also no one to shake a stick at.
One thing I love about Ryan is that he's so like himself. Like, yes, he's this like film buff, this nerd. He totally gets it. But then he's like, I'm Ryan. And when we put it on 16 millimeter film from Oakland, like, I'm like, you know what? I like this guy. I tried. I don't know. Sorry, Ryan. I tried to do you some justice there. I just love everything about what he does. And I just feel like Sinners lived up to the hype, the expectations. I remember when they were first talking about this film, it sounded crazy. They're like, yeah, Ryan Coogler is coming out with this vampire film and it's going to be twins. And, maybe it's going to be Michael B. Jordan, but then maybe you're going to put Jonathan Majors in it. And so it sounded insane. And I was like, I don't want to see that. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, I want to see that. And I saw it several times because I enjoyed it so much. So I think it's his time.
Can we talk about Josh Safdie for a second? Listen, great director, but to me, Marty Supreme was a 3-hour, that's what it felt like, version of Uncut Gems. And Timothée Chalamet is nominated for an Oscar for playing Shia LaBeouf.
Not Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf is crazy.
Like, that was his character in the film. And it was entertaining until it was like, all right, when is this over? Because this is it just wouldn't stop. It just kept going.
Yeah.
Thank goodness Timothy is a great actor. So, you watched it to the end, but it was a long ass movie.
But I have something to say about that. Like, I do think that Timothée Chalamet has acting chops. I, again, don't think he deserves the Best Acting Award this year, but he suffers, I think, from bro syndrome in that if you put him in a room with a bunch of people that he feels like really comfortable and like contemporary with, you end up getting like that clip from like SNL where he's like rapping with Pete Davidson. Like, I think that like you need to give him much more serious people to be working with. Otherwise, it's going to be like him just not giving what like anyone wants from it. He's just like kind of like, it feels frat bro-y otherwise. And Marty Supreme was giving frat bro-y energy the entire time.
So we're talking about predictions. I mean, do we feel like there are going to be some big upsets? We haven't gone there yet. And then what time at dawn do we ride when Sinners does not get its just due? Like, what if MBJ does not win? What if Michael B. Jordan does not win Best Actor? Let me know what time to get my pitchfork because I'll be there and I'll be ready.
Oh, it's going to be ready. It's going to be on.
There's definitely going to be upsets because at the end of the day, this is the Oscars, right? And it's almost like they live to disappoint you. History has shown that disappointment is around the corner with the Oscars. However, Sinners is so great that they might change their history up. So I'm gonna call it like spades, right? I'm gonna call for 8 definites, 2 possibles, so at least 10. Yes. So at least 10. 10 was like you got Ruthie Carter, she's a lock, I think. And for best screenplay, it's got to be Coogler. I think those 2 are definite right there. So after that, come on, Delroy. Come on.
I do think Ryan's going to get Best Director. I do think Michael B. Jordan, shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey on top of that. Not Newark, Newark.
Newark. Get us together, Tanya.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. I do think that he's going to get Best Actor. Delroy's going to win this year. Wunmi, I don't know. There's a lot of films that we haven't talked about, like, that have great supporting actresses. If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You was a good one that was nominated this year. So I don't know. We might get an upset in the supporting actress category, but I think actor, director, best picture, and supporting actor, for sure they're going to get it. Ruth, I want her to win. Not 1,000% sure. Because, they be hitting on Ruth. They do. Y'all know they be hitting on Ruth. So we'll see. I do think, to Alvin's point, they'll get at least 9. I'm saying 9 is my lucky number. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I don't know if any film has ever swept the Oscars with all the wins that they've been nominated for. But I think 9 out of 16 is a safe number.
I remember it was like Lord of the Rings in 2003. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King won like 12, I think. It would be really good television for Sinners to win all 16, because then you're just like, crossing off your list and people start cheering for it as the night continues. So I think that in terms of like as a telecast, that might be good for the Oscars to do. The thing that's going to hold it up is in the not lower categories, but the earlier in the evening categories: visual effects, makeup and hairstyling, production design. Even Frankenstein is really going to be a contender there, because Guillermo del Toro, while I don't think the movie was his best, he always brings the like top-notch production design teams and the makeup styling, and seeing Jacob Elordi turn into the Frankenstein's monster and seeing the sets that they were working on, like that is going to be a lot to fight against. And then as much as I think that Avatar Fire and Ash is kind of a meme, it is impressive to see the visual effects coming through there. But I do still think that Sinners, like, the thing to me is that Avatar is like in your face visual effects, like that's all fake. But with Sinners, like the visual effects are like hidden into the movie. Like they turned that into 1930s Mississippi. Being able to do that seamlessly the way that they did is really impressive, and being able to get Michael B. Jordan supporting himself in the same scene, that is, again, I think that's really impressive. So I think that Alvin's got it on point. 8 is probably like a good number to go with, but I mean, it's an uphill battle right now for Sinners, I think.
Can we talk about Smoke and Stack and what he did there? Because I feel like we're talking about MBJ, but we're not really getting into the intricacies of what he did with these characters. He wore different size shoes as Smoke and Stack, so his walk was different for each one. He made himself like a dimple. He was like biting his cheek to look different for each character. I wish I could do it as well as him. But like he really went the distance on this. To be very honest, I never really thought MBJ was a great actor. I always just thought he would be I know. I always just thought he was the future father of my children.
Come on, Wallace from The Wire. Come on.
He was great in The Wire now, but how many years ago was that? However, this film, I was like, okay, all right, I got it. I see it.
The thing for Michael B. Jordan playing both of those characters in this category is that I think that you could call it kind of almost like a stunt in if you're going in for the Oscar, like who's going to win the Oscar conversation. But looking at the people he's up against, I don't really think that they were coming to the plate with like acting perfection or anything. This is not Leonardo DiCaprio's best performance. I don't think that he acted like, above and beyond. I love Leo. I think that he acted fine, but I don't know if this is, a award-winning performance. Timothy Chalamet was basically, well, what did I say? Performative male acting the entire time. Like, it's, again, not that compelling to me. And then Ethan Hawke, I think, is in it, in a movie I did not see, admittedly. I just think that Michael B. Jordan is the one who like brought a Oscar-worthy performance to the table in terms of this year's nominations.
All right, well, there you have it. Support Black creatives, support Black directors, and support Black actors like Michael B. Jordan when he wins Best Actor at the Oscars. Make sure you guys tune into the next episode of The Black Watch so you can see what we got right, what we got wrong, and where everything ended up at the Academy Awards. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and tune in on all of iOne Digital's platforms. Bye!